tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did. That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Here's Herbert. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. 2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7. Here's Herbert. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. It's a foot race. He's at the 50, the 40, 30, the 20, 10, 5. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line.
Hey, whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble recovery? Everyone's into taking it the other way and trying to create points themselves, aren't they?
Well, they are, and now a terrific opportunity inside the 5. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they are in an absolutely golden spot. It's 1st and goal following the fumble return. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Jason Kabinda taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Lions are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. And they just powered it in right there, Charles. 3 tight ends out on the field. The fullbacks for the defense, they knew what was coming.
They knew, but they weren't able to stop them. They knew they had to meet them with a little bit of force. But on that play, the big guys up front won the day.
Tucker now for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board. Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. He finds his man, complete. That's Nash. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. From just shy of midfield, Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. Looking for Dotson, and he's got him. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 31-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And some room to work.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest.
To throw on 2nd and 6.
Herbert finding Alvin Kamara for the completion.
Touchdown!
Alvin Kamara
from 13 yards out.
And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield in the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Now the try here for the point after. It's up and good, so they claw back into it. 24-14 now. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it's polished off through the air with a touchdown to Alvin Kamara.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive.
He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
128 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift.
And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Got his man. It's Williams. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 32-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And a very elusive run as he'll wind up getting about 9 on
Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
To throw is Howard. Off the bootleg. He'll find Driver here. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 12-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5.
Looking to throw. Howard. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
When you spend your first-round pick on a pass rusher, you are absolutely counting on him to be an impact player. And there you go. Right away, he gets to the quarterback.
And guess what? Likely the first of many that we're going to see from that young man. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Taking it about the 1. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Justin Herbert and the offense back onto the field. He had the touchdown pass on the last drive, his second of this first half, as he'll try again on first down here.
Back to throw here, Herbert. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. A give. This is Kamara. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Howard throwing on first down. And he slings one that's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Howard. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete.
And they are into field goal range now as he's got the first down at the 26.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is. to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So we reach halftime here at our first Monday Nighter of the season. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Vikings. And despite the fact that they're looking up at a double-digit deficit at halftime, they were able to move the football through the air in those first two quarters. Meanwhile, for the Lions, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the third quarter. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game. We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Herbert.
Target is to Dotson, and he's got him.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
But whenever you call and run the hitch route, a lot of times that ball's got to be in the air before the receiver even turns around. That's the result of throwing it so many times in practice is really a timing route. Make sure that ball's out of your hands, and oftentimes the receiver turns around, and there's the ball. Nice completion there.
Now a handoff. Here's Kamara.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 45 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. A 10th carry for Kamara. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Herbert. He's going to go for a big play downfield.
And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points. But he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there.
And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and the deficit will hold pat at 13. Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
So the missed 56-yarder, and now the flip side. Good starting field position at the 46 near midfield.
From the gun, here's Swift.
Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line.
They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
Now Howard on first down. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll give him a fresh set of downs.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up first and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jason Kabinda.
Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
They'll look to throw. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
Fields it right around the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
And now out comes Minnesota. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert. That is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun. Herbert. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the Lions will take over.
Detroit's offense ready to take over.
They're just looking for more of the same. Great first half so far, good second half, and sometimes I guess maybe, Charles, these coaches, they don't have to tell these guys much when they're rolling like they're rolling right now.
You're exactly right. I've heard stories of some of the best coaches in our time or any time having grabbed their staffs at halftime and said, guys, they're playing really well. Don't go in there and give them a whole lot of stuff. Just pat them on the back, and essentially the speech at halftime is, let's go, guys, and that's it.
Yeah, no one's upset the apple cart so far. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now a handoff up the middle. Driver. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A big play there. 63 yards. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down.
And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Well, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. The Vikings send out their punter, standing just outside his own goal line. He'll take it at the 42. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
Well, they're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. This is Swift on the counter. He's brought down to the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. 1st and 10. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Lions get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. You talk about certain guys just having a nose for the end zone. He's one of them, and he was not going to be denied there.
And defensively, especially in the red zone, you've got to be able to at least slow him down and hold on for dear life. But he's able to get out of a couple of tackles there, and not enough people got there in time. Pretty poor on the defensive side of the ball.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Call that a very strong gain of 24.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Herbert. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. Back to throw. Herbert. And that will be incomplete. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright, and they will remain well behind. Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory.
Boy, 224 yards rushing for him now here in week 1. A very solid start to this new campaign.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Once again, it's Swift.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. Here's Howard on 1st and 10. And this is incomplete.
2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener. They run out of the gun with Swift.
And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Looking to throw. Howard.
And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 14. How about 25 yards on third down? They'll take it.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Noah Fant, a 14-yard touchdown.
And the Lions are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
And out now come the Vikings.
And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this fourth quarter.
Herbert on first down now. He finds his man complete. It's Martinez. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And his throw is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Herbert now. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. The offense on third down tonight, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Walters.
And he will have a Vikings first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
To the air again, Herbert.
He's got room at the 30. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw complete to Dotson.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Alvin Kamara
with career touchdown number 145, tying it with Marcus Allen for 6th on the all-time list.
And the Vikings get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates.
He is north of 200 yards. Any time that you can say you're north of 200 yards, you've done something right.
Yeah, you're going to get some big check marks on your grade sheet, and you're going to be in heavy rotation on all the highlight shows, and you might even make a magazine cover or 2.
He's hoping for more, the cherry on top maybe, as this game goes forward. They'll keep it on the ground. Driver. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That good for 19 and a first down.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football. We just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants a football in his hands. He's had a good day.
Swift going to try up the middle.
They find some open field here. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 38.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. On second down, Driver. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Driver, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. On 2nd down now, Driver, and he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down marker at the Vikings 17. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go. Now a handoff up the middle. Driver. And he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Back to throw. Howard.
And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Howard now to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle, it's complete. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a lion that's shaken up.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
Looking to throw. Howard. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit.
Juwan Johnson.
A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Lions are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Well, CD, simply put, if anyone around the league wasn't paying attention to them to start the season, they will be heading into Week 2. This has been an impressive Week 1 performance.
They've certainly announced that they are ready to go, haven't they? They wanted to send a message out to the rest of the league. You better put your eyes on us. We may be someone you have to reckon with.
Tucker with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Jahan Dotson getting set for this next drive.
Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good day at the office.
And I love the accumulation. The catches, the yardage. That means he's having a pretty good impact on this ball game and really helping his team out in a big way.
Means he wants the football again, right?
And it's funny because some of these receivers are very vocal about how much they're getting it. Others are quieter, but they still let you know, give me the ball, I'm going to make a play.
He finds his man, complete. It's Martinez. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 43. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On first down, it's Herbert.
And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Herbert back to the air.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. Here's Herbert.
Got his man. It's London.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 20-yard line.
This pass is caught by London.
And he'll be out of bounds. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's Herbert. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Now, this was not just the opener of a brand-new season, but this was a division game here in Week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for Detroit, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers.